In the mid-1800s, hundreds of thousands of people left their homes and families, abandoning all certainty to dig for gold. Today, a similar scramble is happening across the globe, but there are no dusty trails. The frontier is entirely digital, playing out inside server farms and lines of code. This chart illustrates how artificial intelligence has broken the traditional rule of labor. For decades, the amount of effort and time you put in directly equaled your output. Now, AI leverage creates an exponential curve, multiplying results without requiring extra hours. A single person, armed with the right algorithms, can now scale ideas and execute projects that recently required an entire corporate department to manage. Because the shift is happening almost overnight, the market isn't acting purely on strategic planning. Billions of dollars are rushing in, driven primarily by a deep fear of being left behind. For most early users, this adoption feels like a massive upgrade to daily convenience. A freelancer delivers a project in hours instead of days, or a student finishes an assignment effortlessly. But while millions use these tools casually, an invisible mechanism is at work. Every prompt you write and every mistake you correct is actively training these systems to become sharper. A new wave of digital prospectors have rushed in, convinced that the algorithms themselves are the treasure they need to capture and hold on to. Capital is flooding into unproven startups so rapidly that entire markets are reshaped in a matter of weeks. The true value remains in the ability to identify problems and create genuine solutions. The technology simply provides a faster way to dig. History shows us a harsh reality. In every rush, the people who actually secure the wealth are the ones selling the shovels, not the prospectors hoping to strike it rich. Today's pickaxes and railroads look different. They take the form of massive cloud computing platforms, high-speed data pipelines, and advanced computer chips. Companies like NVIDIA sit at the center of this ecosystem. Every major breakthrough relies heavily on the invisible computational engines their chips provide. Meanwhile, giants like Microsoft and OpenAI are embedding that intelligence deeply into everyday software, turning basic applications into active collaborators that think alongside you. These enablers control the infrastructure. Everyone building on top of their platforms is highly dependent, leaving end users deeply vulnerable whenever the ecosystem shifts. Anyone with an internet connection can now access models that rival the computing power of a 2010s-era corporation. The immediate result is a massive overproduction of content. Thousands of identical businesses and recycled ideas flood the market, creating automation that completely lacks originality. This supply and demand curve demonstrates what happens next. As automated output scales toward infinity, the economic value of basic, unoriginal creation drops toward zero. The internet quickly transforms into a crowded, overwhelming space where perfectly polished efficiency just feels like meaningless noise. It becomes obvious that producing work faster or in higher volumes no longer gives anyone a competitive edge. Relying exclusively on AI output traps creators in a cycle where they compete solely on volume, eventually reaching a point of digital irrelevance. Survival in this third wave requires a unique, uncopyable identity. Machines can instantly generate accurate answers, but they cannot generate a sense of direction. They have no empathy, and they cannot decide what actually matters. The individuals who thrive in this environment stop asking what the software can do and start asking, what can I do that AI cannot? They find their advantage through deliberate choices. By intentionally deciding what not to automate, their work retains a rare sense of human intention. In a market completely flooded with generated outputs, authenticity and earned trust stand out as the most valuable currencies available. Ultimately, a personal connection travels further, resonates deeper, and lasts far longer than anything an algorithm can produce on its own. Eventually, this technology will stabilize. It will fade into the background of everyday life, becoming as ordinary and expected as electricity. Even as the initial excitement dies down, fresh opportunities are already forming in the subtle gaps where technology lacks human intuition. In 1848, successful miners didn't wait for trails or maps. They understood that opportunity often disguises itself as uncertainty and risk. Waiting for perfect clarity guarantees you will arrive too late. History consistently rewards those who take action while the path is still blurry. True value resides in the human choice to step into change and build meaning where none existed before.
Subscribe, like the video, and press the bell icon.